Welcome to the April 24th edition of Colorado Inside Out Postgame, a special web-exclusive production, thank goodness, here on Channel 12. Let's get a quick take on a bill that's going through the State House that would add a line to the state income tax form with an option for taxpayers to donate their TABOR refund back to the state. Patty, this came up as a topic from our good friend Ed Sealiver, who we'll hear from in just a second. It sounds preposterous. You can donate to animals or the homeless, United Way, or just give it right back to the state. Do you think this is going to go anywhere?
Well, it proves that Democrats and Republicans can play nicely together because they finally decide to agree on a bipartisan measure, and this is it. You know, some of the things you can donate to do seem a little random. I mean, the only person who's not on there is Doug Bruce, you know, donating to his jail fund. I mean, it's a really random bunch of things, but sure, why not let people donate back? In fact, I actually have friends who say they would like to donate their TABOR refund back to the state, but it might just be easier to take it all in pennies up to the big nearest pothole on I-70 and pour it in there. It might be a faster fix.
And probably a more effective fix for the citizens of Colorado. David Copeland of the Independence Institute and DU Law School. What do you think is the impetus behind something like this? So this seems like a very old school, almost lemonade stand way of getting money back to the state. What do you think?
Well, you get money back. I mean, it's not just the TABOR refund. I think it would probably be for any refund you get, whether that's TABOR related or whatever. It's just it's the last thing you do before you sign the Colorado state income tax form is, do you want to give, if you're getting money back for whatever reason, do you want to give some or all of it to, you know, like 15 things? By the way, one of the things that's on there now is you can give it to the public schools. So you can already give the money to the government, and presumably goes into the general state education fund, and I know people who have done that, and I suppose there are other people who would say, well, yeah, I like schools, but I'd rather have my money spread around more so it can go for a tiny bit for highways, a huge amount for Medicaid, you know, all the other things the government does. If it's TABOR's all about choice. So if that's the choice that some people exercise, let's let them have the choice. And if even only 1% of the people do it, that's good to give that choice to the 1%.
Ed Sealiver from the Denver Business Journal, you were the bearer of good news bringing this topic to our attention. Tell us more about it.
This is one of the, it seems, millions of late session bills that are coming up in the last 2 weeks here. This one doesn't do, you know, major things that you should have been talking about for 5 months, like a bill that was introduced this week to run a $3.5 billion transportation funding bond on the November ballot. This one is fascinating because most estimates say that the average TABOR refund next year for people will be between $15 and $47. And I'm pretty sure that the motivation behind the Democrats who are sponsoring this, and it's Representatives Lois Court and Beth McCann of Denver who are actually sponsors of this bill, is that they want to prove that people will look at their tax refund and say, I'm getting 15 bucks back from TABOR, forget it, you keep it and you put it toward the public schools. But the fascinating thing is there are a lot of Republicans behind this. There are 3 Republicans who are co-sponsors of this bill, and it came out of Appropriations Committee in the House this morning by an 11-2 vote, an overwhelming bipartisan vote. And I'm guessing, though I haven't asked them about this, I think Republicans are backing this because they want to prove that the state's going to get about 20 bucks back from people who decide they want to donate their funds to the state rather than keep them themselves. Either way, it's a really interesting experiment, and I wonder what Doug Bruce, the author of TABOR, would think about the state not being able to tax people for money, but now being able to beg people for money.
Penfield Tate, attorney at Greenberg Traurig, also a longtime state lawmaker. What do you make of all this, and is it going to blow up in one party's face?
I don't know if it'll blow up in people's faces, but I think there'll be high embarrassment. You know, and it's too bad because I like the legislators who are sponsoring this, but I would have preferred to see something that said, here are 10 or 15 choices. If you want to donate your TABOR refund, you can go to the Fish and Wildlife Division, you know, the State Education Fund. Let people direct where they want to invest their money in state government. But the blanket just give us back the money and trust us to do something nice with it, that's just not going to fly. And I think we all know that. And I think both the Democratic and Republican sponsors may well be embarrassed by the response they get from Colorado citizens.
Should be fun to watch.
Or not.
That is all the time we have for Colorado Inside Postgame this week. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. For everyone here at CPT12.org, I'm Dominic Dezzutti. Thank you very much for watching.